Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jay, Berserker Racing here, doing a video on basically what I plan on getting done today. So if you wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe, dislike, whatever you want to do. It's much appreciated. Oh, and a quick note, I want to apologize for that introduction video I did the other day. Sorry about the horrible audio quality. I'm still learning, and I'll get it figured out. All right, here we go. So what I plan on doing today is, let me switch this camera around. All right, so I have to apologize. I lost a video somewhere while I was recording, stating what my plans were for the day. So I'll go ahead and just do it right here on this one while I'm editing. Basically, my goal today was to get that bolt extracted out of the old 5.3 so I can get my that plate off the motor, the adapter plate, get the water pump switch going and wired, and then get that momentary switch mounted and wired. Unfortunately, the momentary switch, the epoxy is not done drying yet, so I'll have to do that on the next go around, and you'll see that later on in the video. But I just wanted to touch base so there wasn't a whole lot of confusion as to why one video leads to the next. All right, thanks again. All right, so I found a nut that fits on here pretty good, right? I'm gonna go ahead and weld that on there. First, I cleaned off that coating that was on that stripped out bolt in there. I'm gonna remove the coating from this nut really quick because I don't feel like inhaling that stuff, and then get to burning that on there and see if that doesn't work. If not, I'll try something else. All right, here we go. All right, so I welded a bigger nut on there. The littler one, I just couldn't get a good bite on it. Let's see if it worked. Get my 18 millimeter wrench here, and let's see here. I call that a success. Switch sides. Sorry for the wind. It is cold and windy and rainy here today. It's supposed to get down to like 20 degrees tonight. This is South Carolina. I'm gonna need Mother Nature to get right. All right, so yeah, that definitely worked. Let me go ahead and get this out of there. I'll be right back. All right, so it's out. It definitely worked good. It's definitely now one with that bolt, so I'll have to take one of the other ones to Fastenal sometime next week and see if they can match it up. But yeah, that worked pretty good. Same way I do broken off exhaust manifold bolts in the heads of LS motors as well. And I've done this before on many other things. So I figured, you know, why wouldn't it work on this as well? All right, on to the next one. All right, pardon this interruption. It is time to pour myself an adult beverage before we move on any longer. This is not an endorsement. I am not sponsored by Yingling, nothing of the sort. I do enjoy their tasty adult beverages though, and there'll be many more of these today. All right. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, so this momentary switch, you can see that I already have two on the steering wheel. I have a spot to put another one, but I don't have an extra momentary switch that's on a spiral cord. I did have this cheap 20 amp momentary switch laying around, so what I'm thinking is maybe putting it somewhere on the shifter. Right, I got that Hurst shifter right there. It's got a little bit of real estate on there. I think I might be able to make that work with some epoxy and maybe a zip tie for good measure. I don't know. We'll see. Let's find out. All right, so as far as the button for the water pump goes, thinking about putting it over here, either next to my purge button or maybe over here in this corner. It could be done easily in either spot. Don't mind the crooked labels. I did it while I was reaching inside the car. I wasn't actually physically in the vehicle when I put those on there. but it doesn't matter. I know which one's which. They don't actually even need to be on there. Each one's a different color, and I know what each color represents. So yeah, next time I come back, it'll either be in this spot or this spot, and then I'll start running some wires for it. All right, it is that time again to get another adult beverage. These are going down pretty easy. We'll see how this goes. All right, so while I'm waiting on that epoxy to dry, you can see how this seat, this side right here, is lower than this side over here. I cut this off to make it flush with the bar because it was getting really hard for me to get in and out of this car. I mean, I'm not the world's biggest dude. I'm 6 foot, 245, and having that little hump in there made it real difficult to get in and out of that car at times, especially with having my lower back fused. So I went ahead and got rid of all that. It's much easier to get in and out of the car now, and I think I'm gonna like it a lot better. All right, I'm back. So I decided to go in this corner here. It was just easier for me, and I used my my 90-degree connectors there. I didn't have any more black and red wire, so I went with white, green, and blue. White being ground, green being the accessory, blue being B+. That just makes sense to me with what I have at my disposal. So now I'm going to run those wires over, connect them up, and that'll be that. All right, be back in a bit. All right, so it's all wired up. It's got power. Ground is working. I verified 12 volts at the end of the wire. I just got to clean up the wiring a little bit, and once the motor's back and the water pump's there, the wires already ran into the engine compartment. So what I'm going to do now is pour myself an adult beverage. It's been about 25 or 30 minutes or so since the last one. We just had a quick power outage here. It is really windy here. I'm waiting on that epoxy to settle. So what I'm going to do is come over here to the other side and show y'all my intake manifold while we have a few minutes. All right, so that is the Holley Race split manifold, rectangle port, nitrous outlet Stinger 3 in there, Holley EFI, yeah baby. It's got the big ProMod solenoids on it, or should I say solenoid. I don't run the fuel solenoid because remember I said in the last video I run a dry progressive. I do have a rather large Lexan scoop on top, made by Loopy Racing Technology. Hit up Anthony Loopy on Facebook. His stuff is amazing. With that being said, this intake is pretty much ready to go on to the motor. Whenever it gets here, it's wired, the nitrous, plugs, everything's there. Just got to plug it into the Holley. That is it. All right. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching the Berserker Racing YouTube channel. Unfortunately, the epoxy has not finished settling yet, so I won't be able to test that out. But I am prepared to buy another spiral cord if I have to. I think it's going to be all right, but I guess we'll see in the next video. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Please, if you don't mind, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell if you don't mind. I'm not trying to get rich or famous. I just want the car and the program to make a name for itself. And I believe this year is my year. So we will see. Thanks again for watching.